What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports 2 Hines Show. Today is another installment of Mock Draft Monday. Each Monday up until the NFL Draft, I will give you a mock draft from all teams. So this mock draft is the top 10. Last week was the top 10 as well. But this includes trades, so it's a little bit different. And I have a couple of big trades, especially in the top 5, throughout this mock draft. So I hope you all enjoy it. So I will go ahead and get started here. Number 1, the Jacksonville Jaguars select quarterback from Clemson, Trevor Lawrence. This is no surprise to anybody. I mean, Lawrence is the best prospect in the entire draft, best quarterback prospect in the draft as well. Jaguars desperately need a quarterback. I mean, this really makes too much sense here. There's no chance the Jaguars will pick anybody else but Lawrence. So as we go on to number 2, last week I had the New York Jets taking BYU quarterback Zach Wilson. I prefer Zach Wilson over Justin Fields, and there's even times I prefer Zach Wilson over Trevor Lawrence. But on this one, I took Justin Fields number 2 to New York. Realistically, I think that's more than likely going to happen than Zach Wilson going to New York. I think Fields could do well with New York. Give him some more talent, has a nice offensive line, has a couple of decent receivers. I prefer Zach Wilson, but I think Justin Fields would not be a bad pick at number 2. This is where it gets interesting. Number 3, last week I had the Miami Dolphins taking Penei Sewell, offensive tackle from Oregon. This week I had them taking Alabama wide receiver Devontae Smith. If you look at the Miami Dolphins receivers, they really don't have anybody aside from Devontae Parker. And look at Devontae Smith. He's already spent time with Tua during his time with the Crimson Tide. Devontae Smith became the first wide receiver to win the Heisman Trophy in over 20 years. He's in a sensational season, has 20 touchdowns in the year. One of the best wide receivers seasons ever in college football history. He's had an amazing year. And I think it'll be really nice to pair him with Tua, give Tua some weapons, make him feel more comfortable because, Tua didn't really play great this year. So if you give somebody he's familiar with and already has chemistry with, I think that could really benefit Miami's offense and Tua as well. So this is where it gets absolutely crazy. Number 4, the Atlanta Falcons are pick number 4. I have a massive trade. I have the San Francisco 49ers giving the Atlanta Falcons their first-round pick this year, their second-round pick this year, their third-round pick this year, and their first and second-round picks next year. I had the 49ers trading up to number 4 to select BYU quarterback Zach Wilson. The 49ers absolutely love Zach Wilson. You look at GM John Lynch. He's a big fan of Wilson. You go watch Zach Wilson's film on like a YouTube video or something like that. You see tons of comments of 49ers fans wanting Zach Wilson. I mean, he's an amazing player. He reminds me a lot of Russell Wilson. I think it would be a great trade if they would do it for the 49ers. Because, I mean, their fan base wants him. John Lynch, the GM, like I said, is a big fan of him. And they have to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. The last 3 seasons, Garoppolo has played just 25 games due to injuries. 25 out of 48 games he's played. If he would have missed one more game the last 3 years, that would literally mean he's missed half the entire 49ers games in the regular season. His contract is ridiculous. It was a horrible signing by the San Francisco 49ers. And if you trade or get rid of Garoppolo, you could have Zach Wilson as the quarterback of the future. And you could have Kyler Murray, Zach Wilson, Russell Wilson, all in the same division. That would be really fun to watch. I think that would be a really nice trade by the San Francisco 49ers. And if a team trades up for a quarterback, I really expect the 49ers to be one of those teams. Really interested to see how the trades will play out in the NFL draft. So number 5, obviously, with Penei Sewell have not been taken yet in the top 4, the Bengals will take Penei Sewell with the 5th pick overall. I mean, Bengal fans want Sewell if he's available at number 5. I've said it on my Bengals mock draft that I just recently did. If Penei Sewell is gone, and let's say Jamar Chase is gone by the time the Bengals pick up number 5, the Bengals, I really expect them to trade back. Because I really don't expect them to reach for anybody. But Penei Sewell is a perfect fit. Jamar Chase, obviously, he has chemistry with Burrow playing in LSU together. But I think it would be best if the Bengals would trade back if Sewell's not available. But since Sewell is available at number 5, I definitely had the Bengals taking him. You have him at left tackle and Jordan Williams at right tackle. I mean, those are two really, really good tackles you could have on your team for the next decade, protecting your franchise quarterback, Joe Burrow. And then, I mean, a good offensive line, Burrow, Mixon, Tyler Boyd, Higgins. They have a really nice offense. I mean, all those people are on rookie contracts except for Joe Mixon. But that would be a great pick for the Bengals. Really interested to see where Sewell would go, because lots of people have Sewell going to 3 to the Dolphins. But once you really look at it, I think Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase even makes some sense number 3 for Miami. But so we'll go to number 6 here. Number 6, I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking Jamar Chase. They need a receiver badly. I believe I had Jamar Chase going to the Eagles in my last mock draft. They should have took Justin Jefferson this past year, but instead they reached and took Jalen Reagor from TCU, who's fast, but that's really about it. He can't catch it all. And you look at Justin Jefferson, he broke the NFL record for most receiving yards in NFL history for a rookie receiver. I mean, I think Jamar Chase is capable of doing that, depending what team he goes to. You got to build Hurts' confidence. I mean, you benched Hurts for Sudfeld the last game of the season. Really surprised fans. I mean, Eagles fans are mad at you. You know, Peterson and the Eagles front office, they have to redeem themselves by drafting Jamar Chase. You can have Chase to really help Hurts through his development, becoming a better passer and a better player overall. So as we continue here, number 7, I had the Detroit Lions taking Micah Parsons. I said this on my last mock draft video, and I'm pretty much going to just continue to say this. Number 7 for the Detroit Lions, you don't know who they're going to take until they name their head coach. If they take Robert Saleh, the current defensive coordinator at the 49ers, I would expect them to take a defensive player. I mean, maybe Micah Parsons here, maybe trade back, or maybe go ahead and take Kwity Paye at number 7. But if you take maybe a more offensive-minded guy, I wouldn't be surprised if you take a wide receiver, because Kenny Golladay, something to keep an eye on, Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones are both free agents. You don't have any receivers for Stafford, which more likely, I don't think Stafford will be back next season. So whoever your quarterback's going to be, you have no weapons for him. So whether you sign a quarterback or draft a quarterback, you currently have no weapons for him. They could go wide receiver here if Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith is available. Maybe even take Jalen Waddle, that wide receiver from Alabama. But I have them Parsons here. I just think, I mean, their defense is so bad. It's been the worst in the NFL the past couple of seasons. And, I mean, Micah Parsons is the best linebacker in the draft this year. I think that would be a good fit for the Dolphins to start their rebuild. So number 8, I had the Carolina Panthers taking Florida tight end Kyle Pitts. Pitts, to me, I think he's a generational tight end. You look at Travis Kelce, Waller, and George Kittle. I think Kyle Pitts is pretty much just like those guys. He's big. His blocking has improved this past season as well. I mean, he's basically a wide receiver. I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5", 250-ish. I think he could be really, really good for the Carolina Panthers. He can kind of be their Greg Olsen replacement. You know, obviously, Olsen no longer with Carolina. I think it would be a really nice pick for the Carolina Panthers here. But also, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater only has 1 year on his contract left. They could take Trey Lance here. It'd be really interesting to see. I'm really intrigued by Trey Lance. I mean, he only played 1 full season during his collegiate career, but he did not throw an interception that year. He had 42 total touchdowns. I wouldn't be surprised if Trey Lance goes here number 8 to Carolina, especially, I mean, Bridgewater being inconsistent and just having 1 year on his contract. But I do have them taking Kyle Pitts here. Let's see, number 9, I had the Denver Broncos taking Virginia Tech cornerback Caleb Farley. Farley did not play this year, but he's one of the best corners in the draft. AJ Boye only has 1 year on his contract. They no longer have Harris. They lost him in the free agency this past season. I really don't know what the Broncos could do here at number 9. I think corner makes the most sense if you really look at their roster and upcoming free agents. But aside from corner, I really don't know what they would do. I mean, I've seen some people say that you draft a quarterback. I really don't. I personally don't really agree with that. But corner to me makes the most sense here, whether it's Farley or Patrick Surtain for the Broncos for number 9. So I went with Farley here. And number 10, the Cowboys, they lost Byron Jones this past season in free agency. And, I mean, their defense was historically bad to start the season, like horrible. And as the season continued, their defense improved. But to me, I think the Cowboys need another corner. That's why I had them taking Patrick Surtain, the corner from Alabama. He was the best corner in college football this year. I think it'll be a really good fit for the Dallas Cowboys because they already have Diggs, the former Alabama cornerback, as well. So you have 2 former Crimson Tide cornerbacks. So really nice secondary for the Cowboys' future. I mean, along with Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch, that's some really nice young defensive players in Dallas on the Dallas defense. So this was my mock draft Monday that included trades. So to review here, number 1 was Trevor Lawrence. Number 2 was Justin Fields. Number 3 was Devontae Smith. Number 4, the San Francisco 49ers traded up to select BYU quarterback Zach Wilson. Number 5 was Penei Sewell. Number 6 was Jamar Chase. Number 7 was Micah Parsons. Number 8 was Kyle Pitts. Number 9 was Caleb Farley. And number 10 was Patrick Surtain. If you all could like this video and subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you next time on the Sports Dude Hunt Show.